The execution of Nathaniel Woods shows an element of unparalleled racism in the judicial system, rendering blacks who descended from American slaves at the mercy of a culture of lynching, stemming back from the dawn of this country's existence. It shows the lack of representation that we have, starting with that racist governor of Alabama who allowed this execution to take place, regardless of overwhelming evidence that proved that Nathaniel did not kill those police officers who were killed on June 17, 2004. The officers were killed during an arrest gone bad, and while Nathaniel was being detained, his friend Spencer opened fire, killing 3 out of the 4 officers shot. Spencer would testify that Nathaniel was completely oblivious to his decision to open fire on police officers, and even stated that Nathaniel was not cut out for the type of drug dealing life that he was involved with. Spencer would detail that Nathaniel sold drugs with him in order to make more money because he was broke at the time, but would state that he was a terrible drug dealer because he was too much of a good-hearted person. And still, after all of the evidence showing that Nathaniel was not complicit with the shootings, the state of Alabama would still sentence him to death. The governor of Alabama, Kay Ivey, is a perfect example showing the fallacies of electing politicians who are not one of us. Because this is the same state that refused to convict Thomas Edwin Blanton Jr., the man who killed those 4 little black girls in the infamous church bombings in 1963 until 2001. Almost 40 years would pass before his conviction, and he is serving life with the possibility of parole. The lives of 4 little black girls did not even warrant a full life sentence without parole, which means that their killer had a chance of being released one day. If Alabama elected a black agenda priority candidate from our own lineage, then the chances of such debauchery slims down exponentially. White supremacy has a long history of killing black people only accused of crimes, and its long history of lynching proves it. Racist white people inflicts a culture of punishing innocent black people just to send a message, and the message is loudly terroristic. If there are any accusations of crimes committed against them, then they would not only punish the black culprit, but anybody else associated with him or her. This lynching culture contaminates the American judicial system, American law, and economic infrastructure, and it must stop. The only way to put this behavior to a screeching halt is by electing our own representatives who acknowledge that a defensive structure must be one element of our reparations, because we must be able to defend ourselves from this element of American society used against us. Defensive structure is the first element of American society. Cash money is not the only element of reparations. It is only one part of it, and electing candidates who understand the other elements are important, because there are 4. Defensive structure, capital, land, and having access to capital are the 4 elements of American society. And since these are the elements that keep us at the bottom caste, then there must be reparations distributed based on those 4 elements. Our reparations must acknowledge these 4, with defense being at the forefront, because you cannot have anything without having the ability to protect it. This will prevent the Kay Ivies of the world from having the ability to use her power to lynch us at her mercy. This is presidential candidate Deon D. Jenkins, the only reparations presidential candidate, the only black agenda priority presidential candidate, and I approve this message. Thanks for listening.